Alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much, Brother Jihadi. May Allah bless you, inshallah. Let's have a salawat for the health and the well-being of Imam al-Mahdi. عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين الذي يملأ الأرض قسطا وعدلا كما ملأت ظلما وجورا ولعنة الله على أعدائهم ومخالفيهم منكر فضائلهم من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم. And your Lord says, call upon me, I will answer you. We talked about the ethics of dua in the previous night and why our du'as are answered by Allah. While He says, call upon me, I will answer you. قال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم. I will answer you. So why our du'as are not being accepted? We mentioned that we do not, the reason for that is because we do not follow the ethics of dua. And the first one was having ma'rifah of Allah, the second one was having good deeds, the third one was having husnul dhann billah, good thinking about Allah ta'ala. And the fourth one that we're going to talk about inshallah tonight is to lose the hope from anyone but Allah ta'ala. Meaning that when you ask Allah ta'ala, you should know that no one is there to help you. And Allah ta'ala is the only one who can help you in your dua. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, إذا أراد أحدكم أن لا يسأل ربه شيئا إلا أعطاه فلييأس. Lose hope. If anyone would like not to be rejected when asking his Lord for something, you must abolish all of your hope in people. So you must lose hope. Yes, means to lose hope from people. And place your hope in no one but Allah ta'ala. When Allah finds this in one's heart, He will then not reject his prayer. And Imam Sajjad alayhi salam said, رَأَيْتُ الْخَيْرَ كُلَّهُ قَدْ اجْتَمَعَ في قطع الطمع عما في أيدي الناس. I saw all good gathered in cutting off yearning for what belongs to people, and in not having any hope in anything, and in leaving his affairs in the hands of Allah ta'ala. Then Allah will answer him in all things. So if you lose hope, basically, and you only hope in Allah ta'ala, lose hope from the people, and only hope you have only hope from Allah ta'ala, then He will help you. The problem with our du'as is that we look at du'a as an option. And what I mean by that is when we are doing du'a, we're thinking in our mind that, I could have gone to the doctor, I could have gone to my brother, I could have gone to my sister to help me, but instead I give Allah a favor and now I have come to Allah and have asked Him to help me. And in back of our mind, still we hope someone else would fix our problems. We have in heart, we're saying, Ya Allah, you can help me, please do this and that for me. But in the back of our mind, we're still thinking, that person or this person can fix our problems. In the beautiful dua of Abu Hamza, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam says, there are three phrases in dua of Abu Hamza, which are very beautiful. And he mentions, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam mentions this concept. He says, وَالْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي أَدْعُوهُ وَلَا أَدْعُو غَيْرَهُ وَلَوْ دَعَوْتُ غَيْرَهُ لَمْ يَسْتَجِبْ لِدُعَائِي. All praise be to Allah alone, other than whom I never pray, and even if I pray anyone else, he shall never be able to respond to my dua. وَالْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي أَرْجُوهُ وَلَا أَرْجُو غَيْرَهُ وَلَوْ رَجَوْتُ غَيْرَهُ لَأَخْلَفَ رَجَائِي. Imam says, Alhamd or praises to Allah for other than whom I do not hope. I do not have hope from anyone else. And even if I hope for anyone else, he shall certainly disappoint me. And the third phrase is this: وَالْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي وَكَلَنِي إِلَيْهِ فَأَكْرَمَنِي وَلَمْ يَكِلْنِي إِلَى النَّاسِ فَيُهِينُونِ. Alhamd is to hamd and praises to Allah alone, who has accepted me to depend on him, thus bestowed his favors upon me, and he has not left me to the people who will thus definitely humiliate me. So you can see in these three phrases, Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salam mentions three things, three reasons why you should lose hope from people. Three things. Number one, Imam al-Sajjad mentions that people cannot respond to my dua. Lam yastajib li du'ai. People cannot answer my dua. Everyone in this world is busy with his own affairs and has limited sources of money, power, time, etc. A lot of people not able to help us. And when you ask someone else, that someone else is himself is in need of Allah Ta'ala. That person himself is in need of Allah Ta'ala. So number one, the first reason why you should lose hope from people, as Imam says in Dua Abu Hamza, is that people cannot respond to your dua. Number two, they disappoint me. لَأَخْلَفَ رَجَائِي. How many times have you depended on a person, to help you or fix your problems, but he has turned you down? But Allah does not turn us down. And number three, they humiliate me. As Imam alayhi salam says, فَيُهِينُونِ. They humiliate me. Every time you beg someone to do something for you, there's a feeling of shame and embarrassment. Whenever you go to a person and say, please, can you help me? Can you give me money? Something like that. That there is a feeling of shame. And a lot of times you are being humiliated. But when you ask Allah Ta'ala, He responds to you, He does not disappoint you, and He won't humiliate you. There's a beautiful hadith that Allah Ta'ala advised Prophet Isa that, Ya Isa, ud'uni du'a al-hazin al-ghariq. Oh Isa, when you want to call upon me, call me with the dua of ghariq. Dua al-ghariq. Ghariq is the one who's drowning. Call me with the dua like the one who is drowning and is sad. الذي ليس له مغيث. Ya Isa, salni wala tas'al khayr. Allah said to Jesus, call me like the person who has no one to help him, and ask me and do not ask anyone else. So when you're doing your dua, make sure that you have no hope, just like ghariq. There's a hadith that someone who was an atheist came to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and said, can you prove me there is a God? And Imam said, has it ever happened to you that you were on a boat, let's say, and then there was a tornado and your boat was broken and you were about to drown? He said, yes. Imam said, in that moment, did you have in mind that there is a superpower who can help you in that moment? He said, yes. Imam said, that superpower is Allah Ta'ala. Ghariq, the one who is drowning, has no hope in anyone except Allah Ta'ala. So this is how we should turn to Allah. Why our du'as in regards to the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi Ajjallahu Farajahu Sharif is not answered? Because as we have in dua, in the hadith, in hadha al-amra ayasa ma yakunu min. Because this reappearance will happen at the highest level of hopelessness, at the highest level of hopelessness, meaning that the time that everyone has lost hope. The problem with our du'as, when it comes to du'a al-faraj, when we make du'a, Ya Allah, please hasten the appearance of Imam al-Mahdi ajjallahu farajhu sharif. When we are saying Allahumma ajjal li waliyaka al-faraj, we'll still have hope, that the next president will bring justice to our country. The next president will fix our problems. The next government, the next political party who will take over, they will fix our problems. Until we have these hopes, until we hope that these political parties and governments can fix our problems, Imam will not come. Until the time that we lose hope. Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam said, "Dawlatuna akhir ad-duwal." Our government will be the last government. وَلَنْ يَبْقَى أَهْلُ بَيْتٍ لَهُمْ دَوْلَةٌ إِلَّا مُلِكُونَ. And there will be no household except that he would have a government before us. Why? So when our government, the government of Imam al-Mahdi ajjallahu farajhu sharif, comes and Imam brings justice to the world, the people will not say, if we were in his place, if we had the chance to govern, we would have done the same thing. No. Imam alayhi salam says that our government is the last government, the time that everyone has lost hope in any government. And Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam said, لِكُلِّ أُنَاسٍ دَوْلَةٌ يَرْقُبُونَهَا وَدَوْلَتُنَا فِي آخِرِ الدَّهْرِ تَظْهَرُ. Imam says, every group of people, they have hope. They're interested. They have hope in a government. And our government will arise in the end of the time. So lose hope from anyone and any government, any political party, anyone who comes and tells you that I'll bring justice to the world, lose hope from all of them and only have hope in Allah and His successor. The time of Khulafa, the time of Bani Umayyah, the time of Bani al-Abbas, people had hope in these corrupt rulers. And they did not support Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. And they killed Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So Allah will not bring back His last successor, Imam al-Mahdi, until people realize that they should have no hope in the governments such as Bani Umayyah or Bani al-Abbas. So this is a very important, crucial ethic of da'ah, which is to lose hope from anyone and only have hope in Allah. The next ethic of da'ah that we will talk about and end our lecture with this is حضور القلب, or the presence of the heart. Prophet ﷺ said, وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ تَعَالَى لَا يَسْمَعُ دُعَاءً مِّن قَلْبٍ غَافِلٍ. Allah does not listen to the dua from an inattentive or preoccupied or distracted heart. If your heart is distracted with your cell phone or your worldly affairs, Allah will not listen to your dua. Another hadith, the Prophet said, كُلُّ اسم من أسماء الله أعظم. All the names of Allah are great. فَفَرِّغْ قَلْبَكَ. Some people always look for, what is Ismul A'zam? What is Ismul A'zam, so I can call Allah with that Ismul A'zam, that great name? And Prophet said that all the names of Allah are great. The problem is you. Prophet said, فَفَرِّغْ قَلْبَكَ. Evacuate and empty your heart from anything other than Him. Until you have some other things in your heart, until you're thinking about your worldly affairs, your job, your children, your work, your rent and mortgage and car and everything, and you have not emptied your heart from all those things, and you're distracted with these things, then He will not accept and answer your du'as. How can I have hudur al-qalb? This is a very important question. How can I have hudur al-qalb? Itself is a lecture that we need to talk about. But to summarize, to give you a hint, how can we have hudur al-qalb in our prayers? Number one, because we cannot think about Allah. Allah is not an object that we can think about, right? So how can I have hudur al-qalb? How can my heart be present at the time of dua? The way to do that is to think about your sins. Number one, think about yourself as a sinful person, which we are, and that your dua and you do not deserve to be answered. Your dua does not deserve to be answered because you're a sinful person. Think about yourself this way. And then think about Allah Ta'ala, that how merciful and generous He is. And this is how Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam have taught us to think. And again, Dua Abu Hamza. I love this dua so much. I'll bring examples from this dua. In Dua Abu Hamza again, Imam Sajjah alayhi salam says, Anta ilahi awsa'u fadlan wa a'zamu hilman min an tuqayisani bifi'li wa khatiyati. Oh my Lord, you are vaster, you are greater in bounty and greater in patience and mercy than to judge me according to my wrongdoings and fault. So in this dua, as you can see, Imam is saying that I know that I'm sinful, but I also know that you are very patient and have mercy. So this is how you can have your hudur al-qalb. This is if you think about yourself as a sinful person and think about Allah Ta'ala as a merciful God who can help you in your situation, then you can have hudur al-qalb. And you need to, as I said, you should not be distracted with worldly affairs. As for example, we have from the history, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to go to the cave of Hira in Mecca so that he would be away from the people and he can have some private time with his Lord and talk to him. Or as we have in the narrations, our master Amirul Mu'minin salawatullah wasalam alayhi, he used to go to the palm trees gardens outside of Medina and talk to his Lord. There's a very beautiful hadith that I want to share with you from Amir al-Mu'mineen, so that I'm going to mention this hadith so that inshallah we can learn how to have hudur al-qalb, how we can be humble in our du'as. And the sign of humbleness in your du'a and hudur al-qalb is crying while doing your du'a. Abu Darda was sitting once with the companions of the Holy Prophet after the martyrdom of the Holy Prophet. He was sitting with the companions. They were talking about the Badr, the people who were present in Badr, the people who were present in the Bay'at Ridwan, and the other companions. So Abu Darda says to them, do you want me to introduce you to the companion, Sahabi, who has the least amount of wealth, but fears Allah the most, and he is the most pious man? They said, who is it? He said, Abu Darda said is Ali ibn Abi Talib, Amir al-Mu'mineen. They got angry because, of course, they were enemies of Amir al-Mu'mineen. They got angry. But Abu Darda said, I'm going to tell you something that I witnessed with my own eyes, and then you can tell me if you have witnessed such a thing from anyone else. Abu Darda said, once I saw Imam Ali alayhi salam from far. He was working in palm tree gardens with other workers in Medina, outside of Medina. I had kept my distance from him. I was looking at him, and I saw that he slowly distanced himself from the workers, and he hid behind the trees. So I followed the Imam secretly, and I saw that Imam started doing dua with a very sorrowful voice. The dua that Imam was saying was that إلهي كم من موبقة حلمت عن مقابلتها بنقمتك وكم من جريرة تكرمت عن كشفها بكرمك إلهي إن طال في عصيانك عمري وعظم في الصحف ذنبي فما أنا مؤمل غير غفرانك. So Imam was doing his dua. The Abu Darda says that I was amazed with this beautiful dua. Then I saw that Imam alayhi salam, it was the middle of the night, in the darkness of the night, Imam alayhi salam got up and did prayers. And after his prayers, again Imam alayhi salam started doing the dua, but this time Imam was crying and shedding tears. And he cried so much out of fear of Allah Ta'ala that I was amazed. Until I did not hear anything from Imam. The voice was silent. And I thought to myself, it's the middle of the night. maybe Imam alayhi salam has fallen asleep. So I waited until the morning, until before Adhan al-Subh, the Fajr. So I waited until then. Then I went to Imam and said, okay, now it's the time to wake up Imam for prayer. So I went to the Imam. فأتيته فإذا هو كالخشبة الملقاة فحركته فلم يتحرك. I went to the Imam. I saw that he was laying down, not moving, like a piece of wood. I moved Imam. Imam wasn't. I shook Imam, and Imam is not shaking. He's not moving. I said, "Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un." I said, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib has passed away. I was so sad that I ran towards the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen. I knocked on the door. Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha came. She opened the door and she said, "What happened?" I said, "I have bad news for you, Ya Fatima." She said, "What is it?" I said, Ali ibn Abi Talib just passed away. I saw him, he has passed away. He's not getting up. Do you know what Fatima Zahra salamullah alayha said? She said, "Ya wallah, ya Aba Darda, al-ghashya allati ta'khudhuhu min khashyatillah." I swear to God that he has fainted out of the fear of Allah Ta'ala. He has not passed away. He has fainted out of the fear of Allah Ta'ala. This is how much Imam has hudur al-qalb in his prayer, that he cries so much that he faints. So Abu Darda says that I went back to Imam, put some water on his face. He got up. I started crying. Imam said, "Why are you crying?" I said, "For your situation, for what has happened to you." Imam said, "I cried for the reckoning of the day of judgment. I cried for the time that people are taken towards the hellfire." And also, we can mention the beautiful story that when Imam Ali alayhi salam was hit by an arrow in the middle of the battlefield, was hit by an arrow, and the arrow had found its way inside his body, very deep in his body. They said, "How can we take this arrow out of his body?" They said, "Wait for him until he starts praying." So Imam started praying. They took that arrow out of him. When Imam finished his prayer, he said, "I feel less pain." I feel less pain. They said, "Yes, Ya Ali, we took the arrow out of your body while you were praying," and Imam had not even noticed because he had so much hudur al-qalb. His heart was so much full with the love of Allah and talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he did not even feel the pain of taking that arrow out of his body. So we should have hudur al-qalb. If we do not have hudur al-qalb, if we are distracted by worldly materials and worldly affairs, then Allah will not answer our dua. Lastly, so what we learned today is that when you want to pray for the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi Ajjal Fajr Sharif, and you want to say, Allahumma ajjal li waliyaka al-faraj, make sure you have these two ethics. Number one was that you should have lost hope. Do not have hope in anyone. When you say Allahumma ajjal li waliyaka al-faraj, make sure that in the back of your mind, you're not thinking that the next government will bring better insurance for us. Do not think that the next government will help us to improve our life status. It's only Imam al-Mahdi Ajjal Fajr Sharif. You should have lost hope in anyone. And number two, we should have the presence of heart. Your heart should be present. When you say Allahumma ajjal li waliyaka al-faraj, try to shed tear and think about the difficulties that Imam al-Mahdi Ajjal Allah Ta'ala Fajr Sharif is going through during the time of occultation, and be focused and cry for his reappearance, just like Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. And I'll end with my lecture with this beautiful hadith. Just like how Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam cried for the occultation while praying for Imam al-Mahdi. Sadir al-Sayrafi says that me, Mufaddal ibn Umar, Abu Basir, Aban ibn Taghlib, we went to see Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. فرأيناه جالسا على التراب وعليه مسح خيبري مطوق. He said that we saw Imam was sitting on the floor covered with Khaybari sheet made of hair. His neck was open, his sleeves folded up. He was crying like the mother having only one son laments at his death. The signs of sorrow were apparent from his face, and its effects were spread on his cheeks. Tears had moistened the hollows of his eyes, and he was saying, you see, look at how he describes the way that Imam was doing his dua, crying out loud. What was Imam saying? سيدي غيبتك نفت رقادي وضيقت علي مهادي وابتزت مني راحة فؤادي سيدي غيبتك أوصل المصابي بفجاء الأبد. He was saying to Imam al-Mahdi, يا صاحب الزمان, O my master, Sayyidi, your occultation has taken away my night's sleep. It has narrowed my bed for me. It has snatched away the comfort from my heart. My master, your occultation has turned my tragedies into atrocities of eternity. This is how Imam Sadiq was crying for occultation, for the difficulties of the occultation of Imam al-Mahdi. So if you want the dua of Allahumma ajjil liwaliyaka al-faraj to be answered, inshallah, by Allah Ta'ala, make sure you have these two qualities in your du'as. Number one, lose hope from anyone. And number two, have presence of your heart, al-hudur al-qalb, and cry while praying for ta'ajil al-faraj, inshallah. May Allah hasten the appearance of Imam al-Mahdi. عجل الله فرجه الشريف. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج واجعلنا من خير أنصاره وأشياعه وأتباعه والمستشهدين بين يديه. Ya Allah, please raise our recognition, ma'rifah of the Imam of our time. Ya Allah, please cure those who are sick. And Ya Allah, please help us to stay on the right path of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Ya Allah, please accept our prayers and fasting. Ya Allah, please save us from the hardships of the first night in the grave, the barzakh and qiyamah. And please, Ya Allah, give us the tawfiq to worship you and recite Quran in this holy month of Ramadan. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.